Yo, can y'all hear me now? Peace, Curve. Peace, AZW. Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Today we going in dealing with the mind. The MIND. The mind. It's 2025, which is the year of the nine. Peace, Curve, and AZW for showing up, pushing Cosmic P. My guys. We dealing with the mind, right? Manifestation or whatever we want to call it, whatever the trendy word is nowadays. It's one thing to realize that you are God, right? It's one thing to realize that all is God, right? Another thing is that the way that you create your reality? How are you creating your reality? Are you having a lot of inner resistance? Do you hone in on a lot of negative aspects and what shit could turn out for you as far as opposed to what you want things to turn out to be? How you living? How you moving like that? That's why today we tapping into your invisible power. Shout out to Richard Tracy. I haven't talked to him. I gotta hit him up and see how it going. How he doing? Circle of Mystics. He recommended this. So I feel like it's a great addition to go in with Occult Sundays. Cause here's the thing. Hold up. Here's the thing. People tend to seem to act and move like they're above the material plane. When the material plane itself is divine. The material plane itself is divine as well, but that's because you have not seen it as such. A lot of us haven't seen it as such, and we're like, I'm never reincarnated. I'm never coming back down here. I'm not saying that that's bad, but it insinuates that you feel like this place is evil. It's a place you want to run from. You have some escapism. Heaven is all around you, my nigga. We not gonna build up our reality to have an over attachment to it. We shouldn't be. I mean, you can do whatever you want to, but that wouldn't be the way that I would take after having realization that I am or I am becoming. For those that know, they know. So, how do we use the mind to manifest what we do want? Because the mind seems to function and push way more towards the negative reality. And I'm not saying good or bad, I'm saying just like the opposing reality that we want. The opposing reality that we want. Peace, Rose of Flame. Peace, 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 my guy. Peace to everybody coming in the chat. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button, or your karma will be bad. Just fucking with you. But show some love. Hit that like button. Share it to somebody. We about to get into it. Just want to have a little, a simpler intro into why we reading this. Cause I know some people are like, well, that's not a cult. It is a cult. Anything dealing with the mind is a cult. It's the hidden. We're dealing with the hidden aspects. How do you use it? Because everybody's trying to create a reality, whether it come from relationships to, what I'm saying, your spiritual well-being and your spiritual advancement, to your bank account advancement, to your living conditions, to your shadow work. Hold up, y'all. So either way it goes, we dealing with this mind, bro. Sus, anybody that's here, we dealing with the mind. And we gonna go on and hop straight in. Let's see here. Get this added. Hopefully y'all Sunday been doing good. Sunday been doing good. Hopefully y'all day been going well, man. Everybody out there on a chat, on a replay, catching this on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, catching this. Hope your reality is playing out just as you insisted that it do. My reality is playing out just like I insisted. A lot more manifestations been coming through, like way more, like, bro, what the fuck? I was speaking with Jay Bod here about some shit. Like I had been working on getting the book, right? Damn, I don't know where I put it at. Like I could have bought it any time, but hold up, y'all. I know I got it in here somewhere. But shit, I didn't spend so much money on books last year. I was like, bro, what the fuck? I don't want to goddamn pay that shit right now. I get it when it's time to get it. And I just kept on visualizing and making sure I see myself reading it and tapping into it and playing shit out. And it was this book, Ophil's Art and Practice of Getting Things through creative visualization. Powerful book. Powerful book. And I went to half price books, and that shit was more than half the price. Shit, a couple $100 if you look it up. But now you get on Insta. I mean, I guess the book price fluctuates, right? But now you get on that motherfucker, and it's what is it? It's like $75, $80 or something like that. That motherfucker was like $300 when I was looking for it. But nonetheless, that shit showed his face. I wasn't even supposed to be in the place that I was supposed to be, and got obviously I was, and then I was running into the book, and I was like, God damn, that's it. And that's just something small, but it's been a lot of shit playing out like that. People I've been meeting, opportunities I've been met with. So this is what I did when everybody was sending donations to the Cash App. I went right back and bought some books about the holy science. I got that. Ophil's Art and Practice. I got about 3 more books coming in. So them what do we call them? Donations that have been coming in, been taking it right back and putting it right back into the work. Putting it right back into the work that we are doing here. Sunshine Chick, peace, 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 peace. Sunshine Chick, always showing up, standing on motherfucking principle. What was I saying? Like, bro, I found the other one I need for a great price. See, that's what I'm saying. That shit coming around. That shit coming around. That shit coming around to those that, those that tapped in and value this shit. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody should be having things play out in their life with the intent that they set behind it, and it's coming, it's showing up. I'm living proof. We living proof. You living proof. It don't matter if you know. It don't matter if you think you doing it or not. You doing it. If y'all caught Trav live last night with the what was it? Chapter whatever chapter it was, but the section on hard of the tree of life. And that's what Miss D unfortunately was tapping into. Like we doing this shit already. We are already creating the life that we want. Even the life that we don't want, we creating it. That's what we got to get into. That's what we got to realize. Like, yes, it's cool to do all the you know what I'm saying, have all these rituals and doing all this and that, or trying to see spirits and all this and that. All that goes along with it, but at the same time, it's like if your reality is not playing out in the way that you intended, in a positive intent, right? If it's not playing out like that, then something's missing. Some aspects is not being met. The dots are not connecting. We got to make sure the dots connect. So this is going to be a great read, I believe. I know. I ain't never read it at all, but it was referenced by somebody that highly respected. Highly respect them. So we finna get into it. Chapter 1 is called The Order of Visualization. Let me know if y'all can see this on the screen, y'all. How this look to y'all? Peace to everybody in the chat. Peace, peace, peace. Etheric, peace, peace, my motherfucking dog. Peace. How does this look to y'all? Is it clear or should I make it bigger? Because I know some of y'all just gonna listen anyway. People might not be sitting there reading along with it. Unless you got the PDF, you may be straight, but for all intents and purposes, how does this look to y'all on the screen? So we can go ahead and get in. My mystics, peace, 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 goddess, peace. Peace to the goddess, my mystics. He said, okay. Curve said make it bigger. Curve said make it bigger. Etheric said make it bigger. Say less. Let's see. Okay. Damn it. I got a screen set up. What about that? What about that? Is that big enough, my guys and gals? My gods and goddesses. Is that good enough? How we looking? How we looking? I'm checking the chat. How we doing? Curve said he got the book, my dog. That should be good. Curve said we good. Peace, Curve. I'm gonna tap in with you too. Again. Etheric, same with you, brother. Try to tap in with y'all this week, man. Try to tap in with y'all this week. Just on some, some just to tap in type shit. I fuck with y'all, kid. Fuck with y'all, kid. Y'all fuck with the kid. I fuck with y'all back, kid. We just gotta tap in. Make sure everybody's standing on motherfucking principle around here. Self included. All right. Chapter 1. Order of visualization. These are very short chapters. That's why we're gonna do 4. We're gonna be able to run through 4 real easy. So, order of visualization. Remember, we're dealing with the mind, y'all. What was I finna say? I forgot. But we're dealing with the mind. The mind is the what? The elements, right? We're dealing with the elements. The air element is the mind. The air element is the mind. So we're going to be dealing with a lot of the air element. So this is not rooted in the big woo-hoo words of the occult, but this is very much occult. We are dealing with the mind. You have to understand how the mind works. What do we understand how the mind works already, right? We understand that the mind works through deletion, distortion, and generalization. We delete, we distort, and generalize information in experiences. And that is what creates our personality. That what creates our reality. Remember that. That's not a bad thing, nor is it a good thing. It's just a thing. We delete, distort, and generalize our reality and our experiences. So, how are we going to be bringing in the right things? Maybe some things we have deleted, maybe some things we have distorted, maybe things we have overgeneralized that may be hurting our way to go into whatever we're trying to manifest. It may be reason why we can't see what we want to see. We may have some inner resistance, and we know how to get past that. I talked about it on the last one, right? See, my book don't have the forward, but since you asked her and I fuck with you, let's read the forward. Cause I don't have the forward in my book. And I wasn't trying to read from the screen. But let's get up here, let's do this. Let's read the forward. Which is important. I would definitely say it's important. These pages, let's see, hold up. Damn. Hold up, y'all. I'm gonna have to exit. I ain't gonna be able to see the chat. All right, now y'all should be able to hear me. All right, now y'all should be able to hear me. Okay, there you go. I got it, y'all. Fucking with this shit here, man. Tell you that now. Keep on trying to skip the what's in there. There we go. There we go. All right. Now let's read the forward. Hasaja, peace, beloved, 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 beloved. Peace. Always standing on principle. No, I appreciate you. More than appreciate it. Let's see. The forward says these pages have been written for the purpose of furnishing you a key to the attainment of your desires, and to explain that fear should be entirely banished from your consciousness in order for you to obtain possession and things that you want. My bad, I keep burping. I done had good ass smoothing. Um, this presupposes, of course, that your desire for possession is based upon an aspiration. See, I can't even read this shit on the screen, bro. Aspiration for greater happiness. For example, you feel that the possession of more money, lands, and friends will make you happier. And your desire for possession of these things arises from a conviction that their possession will bring you freedom and contentment. In your effort to possess, you will discover that the thing you must need is to consistently be your best self. One morning after class, a man came to me and asked if I would speak the word of supply for him. As he was sadly in the need of money, he offered me a $5 bill with the remark, "Dear madam, that is half of every dollar I have in the world. I am in debt. My wife and child have not the proper clothing. In fact, I must have money. In fact, I must have money." I explained to him that money was the symbol of differentiated substance, that this substance fill all space, that is, that it was present for him at the very moment. So this money fills up the space and is present for you at the very moment. You lack nothing, is what she's saying here. It would manifest to him as money he required. But he questioned, "It may come too late." I told him it could not come too late, as it was eternally present. He understood and got the uplift of and got the uplift. He understood and got the uplift of my spoken word. I did not see the man again, but 6 months later, I had a letter from him stating he was in New Orleans. He said, New Orleans. He was in New Orleans. He said, "I am well established here in my regular profession of photography. I own my own home. I have an automobile of my own, and I am generally prospering. And dear Miss Beringed. I don't even know. This the author of the book. I don't even know how to pronounce her name. Dear Miss Beringed, I want to thank you for lifting me out of the depths that day in New York. 3 days after I talked to you, a man whom I have not seen for years met me on the street. When I explained my situation to him, he loaned me the money to pay my bills and come down here. The enclosed check is to help you continue your wonderful work of teaching people how to mentally reach out and receive their never ending supply. I would not take anything hold up. I would not take anything for my understanding, as you have given it to me. God bless you. A feeling that the greater possession, no matter of what kind they may be, will themselves bring contentment or happiness is a misunderstanding. No person, place, or thing can give you happiness. No person, no place, or thing can give you happiness. They may give you a cause for happiness and a feeling of contentment, but the joy of living comes from within. Therefore, it is here recommended that you should make the effort to obtain the things which you feel will bring you joy. This is what we talking about. What I did with the other video, the mind of God. You need to align with your values. This is what causes depression. This is what causes low self-esteem. You're not aligning with your values. You're not making decisions based off of your values, based off of your principles. Values and principles, same thing. Values, principle, purpose, the same thing. Therefore, it is here recommended that you should make the effort to obtain the things which you feel will bring you joy, provided that your desires are in accord with the joy of living. See, are they in accord? What you're doing on a day-to-day basis, how you living, what you're trying to manifest, are they in accord? Do you have sympathetic rapport with these things? Where we at? It is also desired in this volume to suggest possibilities in store for all who make persistent effort to understand the law of visualization and who make practical application of knowledge on whatever plane they may be. The word effort, as here employed, is not intended to convey the idea of strain. Listen, putting forth effort doesn't mean you have to strain or discipline yourself. Remember, we talked about discipline. Discipline can be a scary word, can be a sketchy word because you feel like you punishing yourself. It's not intended to convey the idea of strength. Then if you're punishing yourself, that means the other part of you is doing the punishing and one part of you is getting punished. Sound familiar? All study and meditation should be without strain or tension. It should be my endeavor to show that by starting at the beginning of the creative action or mental picture, certain corresponding results are sure to follow. While the law of the universe cannot be altered, they can be made. Listen, while the laws of the universe, while the principles of the universe, they cannot be altered, they can be made to work under specific conditions. What is my thing? Refine your standards and lower your expectations. One of the first cosmic principles. Well, obviously in my words, but nonetheless, refine your standards, lower your expectations. Make sure that you stand within the ramifications of these principles of the cosmos, of the universe. And if you are standing within principle, or that you standing within principle or purpose or within your values, it don't matter. You can fix, not even maybe fix not the right word, but you can alter, you can move through, you can withhold whatever changes come through, right? Why? While the laws of the universe cannot be altered, they can be made to work under specific conditions, thereby producing results for the individual advancement which cannot be obtained under the spontaneous workings of the law provided by nature. However, for these suggestions I have, let's change the page. I have given of the possibilities in store for you through visualizing may carry you beyond your past experience. They nowhere break the continuity of the law of cause and effect. On another cosmic principle, which I like to use, and which I would like, I like to call the tree is within the seed. Every potent cause has every effect has a potent cause, and if you want the desired cause, you need to have the potent. No, if you want the desired effect, you need to have the potent cause. And the effect is pre-packaged within the seed. So the tree is within the seed. What you're looking for is already pre-packaged within the seed. If y'all in the comments talking, I can't watch it because I got everything closed off so I can read from the laptop. 'Cause it'd be too goddamn small for me to read. So I'll be back to the comments once we finish this. If through the suggestion here given, anyone is brought to realize that his mind is a center. Listen, if through the suggestion here given, anyone is brought to realize that his mind is a center through in which all power there is in operation, simply waiting to be given direction. That's what we doing with our resistance. When we have that inner resistance, we have to give it proper direction. And in the one, hold up, excuse me, where we at? In the one and only way through which it can take specific action, and this means reaction in concrete or physical form, then the mission to which this book is dedicated has been fulfilled. Try to remember that the picture you think, feel, and see is reflected into the universal mind. In the natural law of reciprocal action must return to you in either spiritual or physical form. Knowledge of this law of reciprocal action between the individual and the universal mind opens to you free access to all you may wish to process or to be. It must be steadfastly born in the mind that all this can be only for the individual who recognizes that he deserves his power to make an abiding mental picture from the all organizing universal spirit of life. and can be used constructively only so long as it is employed and retained in harmony with the nature of the spirit which organized it. It's the elementals. To to ensure this must be no inversion of the thought of the individual regarding their relationship to the universal originating spirit, which is that of the son or daughter through which the parent mind acts and reacts. This conditioned whatever you think and feel yourself to be. The creative spirit of life is bound to faithfully reproduce in a corresponding reaction. This is the great reason for picturing yourself in your affairs as you wish them to be, as existing facts through visual, through invisible. Damn, hold on, I can't see where this shit is. Through invisible to the physical eye, and live in your picture. An honest endeavor to do this. Always recognize that your mind is a projection of the originating spirit. Will prove to you that the best there is all yours in all your ways. Is yours in all your ways. Miss Dravine Behard, September 1921. So this book was written in September 1921. September 1921. Let's get the chat back on. Oh, Sunshine Chick dropped it. She dropped the PDF. Hold up. So if y'all don't see that, I don't know. Damn, I had to. Let me get to YouTube over here so I can actually pin the comment. There you go. Boom. Just pinned it. Sunshine Chick dropped it. We pinned it. So what do we know, y'all? We know that it's all within. It's the mind. This is what all this occult shit is about. We dealing with the mind, right? We know that we got it. Let's see what I missed in the chat. Thank you, Sunshine. That was my next move. What the hell y'all saying over here, bro? Substitutions is real. Substitutions of the real. Okay. Damn. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold up. I might swerve on a nigga. Whoa. Put up these niggas and me, let this shit go. I might swerve on a nigga. Whoa. Put up with it and get the letting shit go. All right, y'all. Yeah, right. Gods and goddesses, kings and queens, niggas and niggas. We here. All right, let's get to it. The order of visualization. Take a sip. The order of visualization, chapter 1. The exercise of visualizing faculty keeps your mind in order and attracts you to the things that you need to make life more enjoyable in an orderly way. If you train yourself in practice of deliberately picturing your desire and carefully examining it, you will soon find your thoughts and desires come and proceed in more orderly possession than ever before. Who has, drop it in the chat if you have been having this happening to you? The things that you've been wanting to manifest have been coming, and you're like, what the fuck? How the fuck? When the fuck? Should the fuck this happen? Am I a real magician? I know you've been having it. Let's see something in the chat. Or just drop some hell no's in the chat. Having reached a state of ordered mentality, you are no longer in a constant state of mental hurry. Hurry is fear and consequently destructive. Did you see what she said? AZW says like a motherfucker. Hurry is fear and consequently destructive. All this rushing, and I need to hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. That get money, get money, get money, get money. I gotta get this money, gotta get this money, gotta get this money, gotta get this money. That's destructive ultimately. If you've ever been in that position, I have. If you ever been in that position, you know ultimately that shit is destructive towards you and whatever the fuck that you're trying to manifest. You always end up getting caught up because you miss things, right? In other words, when your understanding grabs the power of visualization, your heart's desire, and hold it with your will, it attracts to you all things requisite to the fulfillment of that picture by harmonious vibrations of the law of attraction. So she's using law of attraction, which we know is the law of cause and effect, right? You realize that since, remember, this is written in 1921, 21, over 100 years ago. So some things are a little outdated, but hey, it don't matter. You realize that since order is heaven's first law. Hold up. Let me read like this. You realize that orders, let's read that again. You realize that since order is heaven's first law and visualization places things in their natural element, then it must be a heavenly thing to visualize. Everyone visualizes, right? Whether you know it or not. So you are already doing this, right? With all the shit that you don't want in life, we are already doing it. Everyone visualizes, whether we know it or not. Visualizing is the great secret of success. The conscious, the conscious use of this great power attracts to you greatly multiplied resources, intensifies your wisdom, and enables you to make use of the advantage which you formerly fail to recognize. We now fly through the air, not because anyone has been able to change the laws of nature, but because the inventor of the flying machine learned how to apply nature's law and by making orderly use of them produced the desired result. That's what we said. If you want to affect a desired effect, you need a potent cause. You need to have a very potent cause to get the potent desired effect. So far as natural forces are concerned, nothing has changed since the beginning. There were no airplanes in the year one because those of the generation could not conceive the idea as a practical working possibility. It has not been, has it not, hold up, it has not been done, was the argument, and cannot be done. Yet the laws and materials for practical flying machines existed then as now, toward telling us that the great lesson he learned. Oh damn, it's Troward. This is the name. Troward tells us that the great lesson he learned from the airplane and wireless telegraphy is a triumph of principle over president. Principle, right? Principle over president. And the working of an idea to its logical conclusion in spite of the accumulated testimony of all past experience. With such an example before you, can you not realize that the greatest secrets may be disclosed? Also, that you hold the key within yourself with which to unlock the secret chamber that contains your heart's desire. All that is necessary in order that you may use the key and make your life exactly what you wish it to be is a carefully inquiry into the unseen causes which stand back of every external invisible condition, then brings the unseen causes into harmony with your conception, and will find that you can make practical working realities of possibilities which at present seem but fantastic dreams. We all know about the balloon. We all know that the balloon was the forefather of the airplane. In 1776, Henry Cavendish, an English nobleman, provided that hydrogen gas was 7 times lighter than the atmospheric air. From the discovery of the balloon came into existence, and from the ordinary balloon, the dir- dirigible, what? I don't know what that word is. Dirigible. We finna find out. D-I-R-I-G. We finna find out. D-I-R-I. Damn. Huh? Dirigible. 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 Capable of being steered. Okay. Capable of being steered. Dirigible. So, and from the ordinary balloon, the dirigible, a cigar-shaped airship, was evolved. Study of aeronautics, and the law of aero locomotion of birds and projectiles led to the belief that the mechanism could be evolved by which heavier than air machines could be made to travel from place to place and remain in the air by the maintenance of great speed, which would overcome by propulsive force the ordinary law of gravitation. The Professor Langley of Washington, who developed much of the theory which others afterward improved, was subjected to the diversion when sent a model of the airplane up only to have it bury its nose in the muddy water of the Potomac. But the Wright brothers, who experiment in the latter part of the 19th century, realized the possibility of traveling through air in a machine that had no gas bag. They saw themselves enjoying the mode of transportation with great facility. It is said that one of the brothers would tell the other when their very experiments did not turn out as expected, "It's all right, brother. I can see myself riding in that machine." Are you seeing yourself in that position that you say that you want to be in? Are you bringing in intense emotion from NetSac or from the astral plane? Are you bringing that in? Are you building up that form with heart? Are you building up that form in the mental plane, in the astral plane? Can you see yourself where you want to be in life in general? Is it clear? Do you have a form that you can bring that energy down into, that you can see every day, that you can feel, that you can touch? Maybe you don't need to touch it, but bring in the five senses into this visualization that you have of where you're trying to go. I can see myself riding that machine, and it travels easily and steady. Those Wright brothers knew what they wanted and kept their pictures constantly before them. Are you keeping it constantly before you? In visualizing or making a mental picture, you are not endeavoring to change the laws of nature. You are fulfilling them. Your object in visualizing is to bring things into regular order, both mentally and physically. When you realize that this method of employing the creative power brings your desires one after another into a practical material accomplishment, your confidence in the mysterious but unfailing law of attraction, which has its central power station in the very heart of the word/picture, becomes supreme. Nothing can shake it. You never feel that it is necessary to take anything from anybody else. You have learned that asking and seeking have receiving and finding as their correlatives. See, those are correspondences, y'all. You have learned that asking and seeking have receiving and finding as their correlates. They correlate with each other. Asking and seeking, receiving and finding go with each other. They boyfriend and girlfriend. You know that all you have to do is to start a plastic substance. Hold up. You know that all you have to do is to start the plastic substance of the universe flowing into the thought modes your picture desires. Your picture desire provides. So, the order of visualization, that was that chapter. Now, we're going to get into how do you see what she just broke down is the whole aspect of being able to tap into the astral plane, build up a form, and give that form of the elements that goes into this, give them something that they can channel into. if you get into rapport with these elemental spirits, as we talked about over there on Travs, right? You get in rapport with these elemental spirits, you use these five elements or these five senses, and use those things to build up your visualization. You need to feel it, you need to smell it, you need to taste it, fuck it, like it, lick it, fuck it. You need to do all of that in dedicated time that you can visualize and bring this into, I mean, that you can actually set aside and visualize what it is that you're trying to bring in and manifest. So let's continue. Chapter 2. How to attract yourself, how to attract yourself the things that you desire. The power within you enables you to hold up. The power within you which enables you to form a thought. Now we talking about thought forms. The power within you which enables you to form a thought, to form a thought picture, is the starting point of all there is. In its original state, it is the undifferentiated, formless substance of life. Are we talking about etheric substance? Hmm. Your thought picture, or are we talking about astral substance? Where we at? Your thought picture forms the mold, to speak, into which this formless substance takes shape. Now we're talking about, are we not talking about astral and etheric forms, right? The astral plane is the substance of it is the emotions. That raw emotions fills up the etheric mold. That's what she's talking about. Whether she's talking about it like that or not, we know that because we are studying and practicing occultists. Visualizing or mentally seeing things and conditions as you wish them to be is the condensing. That's how you condense it. The specialized power in you that might be illustrated by the lens of the magic lantern. The magic lantern is one of the best symbols of this imaging faculty. It illustrates the working of the creative spirit in the plane of the initiative in selection, or in its concentrated specializing form, in a remarkable clear matter. Let's see, because I want to make sure. Okay, we keep going. I want to make sure that it ain't different on the screen. The picture slide illustrates your own mental picture, invisible in the lantern of your mind, until you turn the light on, until you turn on the light of your will. So let's read that again. The picture slide illustrates your own mental picture, invisible in the lantern of your mind, until you turn on the light of your will. That is to say, you light up your desire with absolute faith that the creative spirit of life in you is doing the work. Do you have faith, or do you have inner resistance that your reality is not going to come? Do you secretly believe that you don't deserve it? That's the time that you got to talk to that resistance and ask that resistance why it feels like that. I mean, literally talk to it and have that conversation with that resistance within your mind. That's another story, though. We talked about that on the other live. How to have the mind of God, how to upgrade spiritual intelligence or something like that. By the steady flow of the wheel, hold up. By the steady flow of light of the wheel on on the spirit, your desired picture is projected upon the screen of the physical world, and extract reproduction of the picture slide in your mind. An extract reproduction of the picture slide in your mind. Visualizing without a will sufficiently steady to inhibit every thought and feeling contrary to your picture would be as useless as a magical lantern without light. Did you hear that? Hermit mode. That's what I'm thinking too. The hermit card. Walking with that lantern, right? AZW. Right. On the other hand, if your will is sufficiently developed to hold your picture and thought and feeling with any ifs, simply realize that your thought is the great attracting power. Then your mental picture is certain to be projected upon the screen of your physical world, as any picture slide put into the best magic lantern ever made. You got to be, let's read that again. We're going to read that again. On the other hand, if your will is sufficiently developed to hold your picture and thought and feeling, you need to hold it with thought and feeling without any ifs. So you need to get rid of that resistance. You don't have to get rid of, you need to redirect that resistance that's saying, I don't know if we can do that, or that may not be, I don't know, like whatever, that inner resistance, that fear that's popping up. You need to ask it, what is its purpose? Because 9 times out of 10, it's trying to work with you, not against you. You've had some past experience that's blocking you. We all have some past experience that's blocking us from moving forward to be who we are and walking in whatever purpose or having whatever desired effect, because we've had experiences of failure, or we've seen experiences of failure. And that part of you is having that resistance, which would be Gibera, which would be that limiting force, which would be Mars, that Gibera, that limiting force, protecting from over expansion, because it doesn't want to be hurt, doesn't want you to be hurt. You have to have that inner dialogue. Let's see. To hold your picture and thought and feeling without any ifs, simply realizing that your thought is the greater attracting power. Then your mental picture is certain to be projected upon the screen of your physical world as any picture slide put into the best magic lantern ever made. Try projecting the picture in a magic lantern without a light that is constantly shifting from one side to the other, and you will have the effect of a certain will. It is as necessary that you should always stand back of your picture with a strong, steady will, as it is to have a strong, steady light back of a picture slide. Let's read that again. Try projecting the picture in a magic lantern with a light that is consistently shifting from side to side, and you will have the effect of a uncertain will. It is it is as necessary that you should always stand back of your picture with a strong, steady will, as it is to have a strong, steady light back of a picture slide. So you need to stand you need to stand like the same way you looking at this YouTube screen. Stand outside of it. You need to stand outside of it and have this visualization so you can see it. Because I've learned, like, if you have these visualizations and you place yourself into the visualization, if you don't give it a screen, an outline to be able to actually watch it, you will already feel like you're there. And it creates and it diminishes the will of you trying to get it. If that makes sense to y'all. It makes sense to me, but I want to make sure it makes sense to y'all. It diminishes your will for trying to be able to achieve in, how do you say, manifest, what motherfuckers say, manifest that reality. So if you already feel like you in it, you don't have that drive to do it every time you do that visualization. It's not pushing you to go actually get it. The joyous assurance with which you make your picture is the very powerful magnet of faith, and nothing can obliterate it. You are happier than you ever were, because you have learned to know where your source of supply is, and you rely upon its never failing response to your given direction. When all said and done, happiness is the one thing which every human being wants, and the study of visualization enables you to get more out of life than you ever enjoyed before, increasing possibilities, keeping opening out and more before you. A businessman once told me that since practicing visualization and forming the habit of devoting a few minutes each day to thinking about his work as he desired it to be in a large Broadway, his business had more than doubled in 6 months. His method was to go into a room every morning before breakfast and take a mental inventory of his business as he left it the evening before, and then enlarge upon it, make it larger inside the mind. He said he explained, he said he expanded and expanded in this way until his affairs were in a remarkably successful condition. He would see himself in an office doing everything that he wanted done. His occupation required him to meet many strangers every day. In his mental picture, he saw himself meeting these people, understanding their needs and supplying them in just the way that they wish. This habit, he said, had strengthened and steadied his will in almost inconceivable manner. Furthermore, By thus mentally seeing these things as he wished them to be, he had acquired the confident feeling that a certain creative power was exercising itself for him and through him for the purpose of improving his little world. Do y'all understand how important visualizing and seeing yourself in that position and visualizing all the factors that can come into it? How do you feel? What do you see yourself doing? What's in the area? What do you see? What colors do you see? Do you see grass? Do you see people around you? You need to bring all that shit into your visualization. When you first begin to visualize seriously, you may feel, as many others do, that someone else may be forming the same picture you are, and that naturally would not suit your purpose. Don't give yourself any unnecessary concern about this. Simply try to realize that your picture is an orderly exercise of the universal creative power specifically applied. Then you may be sure that no one can work in opposition to you. The universal law of harmony presents this. Hold up. The universal law of harmony prevents this. Endeavor. What the fuck? Why would they not put a comma? The universal law of harmony prevents this. Endeavor to bear in mind that your mental picture is universal mind exercising its inherent powers of initiative and hold up initiative in selection specifically. God or universal mind made man for the special purpose of differentiating himself through him. You hear that? God of the universal mind made the special purpose made for the special purpose of differentiating himself through him. Is that not the ego? The cosmic ego differentiating, identifying, saying that is this is that, and I am this. Everything that is came into existence in the same way by the same law of self-differentiation and for the same purpose. First, the idea, the mental picture of or the prototype of the thing, which is the thing itself in its insipiency, or plastic form, or etheric form, or potential form. Remember that. Everything exists in a potential state, right? Is that not what chaos is? Everything that exists in potentiality. It exists in a potential state before it manifests into the physical. And you give it form and fill it up. You fill that form up with the astral substance and that etheric plane. Then it comes down. So we know we bringing it from the higher planes down to we bringing it from the mental, the causal plane, all the way down to the physical plane. The great architect of the universe contemplated himself as manifesting through his polar opposite, matter. Now we get into divine masculine and feminine principles. We get into divine masculine and feminine principles. Think I'm not even on the right page, y'all. The great architect of the universe contemplated himself as manifesting through his polar opposite, matter. So wouldn't that be Shiva and Shakti? Wouldn't that be Ketha, Hokma, and then Bina? His polar opposite, matter. And the idea expanded and projected itself until we have a world, many worlds. Until we have a world, many worlds. Many people ask, but why should we have a physical world at all? The answer is because it is the nature of originating substance to solidify under directivity rather than activity. Just as it is the nature of wax to harden when it becomes cold, or plaster of Paris to become firm and solid when exposed to air. Your picture in the same divine substance in its fluent state, taking shape through the individualized center of divine operation, your mind. And there is no power to prevent this combination of spiritual substance from becoming physical form. It is the nature of spirit to complete its work. And an idea is not complete until it has made itself a vehicle. Is that not what we talked about on Trap Page last night? These elemental forms want a vehicle to hop into. They're gonna find one, regardless. It just if you gonna give it the proper direction and what to do and how to maneuver. These are your creations. This is why we have the life that we live now, the life that I'm living now. That's why. The life that you living now, that's why. What direction are you giving these energies? Nothing can prevent your picture from coming into concrete form, except the same power that gave it birth, yourself. Suppose you wish to have a more orderly room. You look about your room and the idea of order suggests boxes, closets, shelves, hooks, and so forth. The box, the closet, the hooks all are concrete ideas of order, vehicles through which order and harmony suggest themselves. Chapter 3. How y'all feeling about this, man? Because it's pretty quiet in the chat tonight. This may not be a cult enough for us. Let me know. Because I read the 4th chapter, and next thing you know, next Sunday, we'll go for that other book that y'all voted for. The Gyang Yoga. The Gyang Yoga of Vivekananda. Let me know how y'all feel about this. Cause I probably hey, let a nigga know. Is this the type of shit that y'all want to hear? Curve say following along. Because I know this all touches everybody. Everybody wants a certain life that they want to manifest. You see what I'm saying? This is what I know for a fact. I talk to too many people, I meet too many people, and I know human beings in general. Everybody wants to manifest a life and trying to figure out why they don't have it just yet. Or some people even have all the money and all that shit and still trying to figure out why they don't have or feel the way that they thought that they would feel when they got it. Okay. Okay, Curve said, I fuck with it. Time we need the basics. I wanted to go back to the basics because it's still a cult principle. That's why I keep breaking train while I'm reading and relating it back to occult principles. Etheric plane, astral plane, Netsack, Bina, Ketha, Hokma, divine masculine, divine feminine. Curve the only one speaking. Anybody else in the chat? What we got going on? God damn it. I got another book on Amazon. I forgot I got my damn card locked. Fuck. Well, we'll see what y'all say, man. Matter of fact, let's see. All right. Let's continue to chapter 4. Oh, shit. The relation between the mental and the physical form. Wayne M say maybe they warming up. Peace, Wayne. Always standing on principle, showing up, showing out. Maybe they warming up. We'll see. Let's see. Chapter 3. Relation between the mental and physical form. Some persons feels that it is not quite proper to visualize for things. It's too material. See, here we go. See? Here we go. That's what it's too material. That's materialistic. That's material. Everything about you is materialistic. Everything that you ever have known is materialistic. Niggas. Everything that you know how to observe, which you observe objectively, that you experience it objectively through your 5 senses. So let's read that again. Some persons feel that it's not quite proper to visualize for things. It's too material, they say. But material form is necessary for the self-recognition of spirit in the individual standpoint. And this is the means through which the creative process is carried forward. Didn't Kether evolve down to Malkuth? Therefore, far from matter being an illusion and something that ought not to be. Hold up. Therefore, far from matter being an illusion and something that ought not to be, as some metaphysical teachers have taught, matter is a necessary channel for the self-differentiation of spirit. Huh? However, it is not my desire to lead you into a lengthy and tiresome scientific reasoning order to remove the mystery of visualization and to put it into a logical foundation. Naturally, each individual will do this in his own way. My only wish is to point you to a smoother way I know, which is the role in which Troward guides me. Some guy named Troward. I feel, oh, he's a mental scientist, a mind scientist, I forgot. I feel sure you will conclude, as I have, that the only mystery in connecting with visualization is the mystery of life taking form, governed by unchangeable, and easily understood laws, aka cosmic P. So we still here standing on cosmic P with what's being said. You think say it's good. Yep. All right. All right, gang still here. We all possess more power and greater possibilities than we realize. And visualizing is one of the greatest of these powers. It brings other possibilities to our observation. When we pause to think for a moment, we realize that for a cosmos to exist at all, it must be the outcome of a cosmic mind. Are you hearing that? Let's see that again. It brings other possibilities to our observation. When we pause to think for a moment, we realize that for a cosmos to exist at all, it must be the outcome of a cosmic mind. Damn, I lost my place. It must be the outcome of a cosmic mind which binds all individual minds to a certain generic unities of action, thereby producing all the things as realities and nothing as illusions. If you will take this thought of Troward's in meditation and meditate upon it without prejudice, you will surely realize that the concrete material form is an absolute necessity of the creative process. Also, that matter is not an illusion, but a necessary channel through which life differentiates itself. So she's giving another aspect on this being an illusion. Her perception, right? 1921. Is this an illusion or not? It don't matter because you should be able to see the divinity in it. That's the point, which is hard for us over here in the West to be able to get Eastern philosophy, right? While when we try to understand the ancient yogic texts or the ancient Kemetic texts or the ancient whatever text, we seem to have a hard time over here in the West in understanding and what the fuck is being said. If you consider matter in its right order as the polar opposite of spirit, you will not find any antagonism between them. On the contrary, together they constitute one harmonious whole. That's it. It's not separate. See, this is Hindu. This is Vedantic. This is, come on, man. Hold on, let me find it. On the contrary, together they constitute a harmonious whole. Purusha and Prakriti make a whole. They're not opposites. They're not beefing like men and women down here complaining about men and women. How could you test our abilities if we couldn't materialize? Hold up. How could we test our abilities if we couldn't materialize? If we couldn't materialize it, say I was looking for a period. If we could materialize it, matter is hella important. Gotta balance both sides. Facts, Curve. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody listening to me. Somebody talking to me. Talk black to me. They are whole. That's why when you get over there and get to dealing with this shit, they get to talking about Brahman. All is Brahman. All is. It's not that God is in something. No, God is every goddamn thing. Generator, operator, destroyer is everything. It's not in things. It's every goddamn thing. And when you realize this, you feel in your practice of visualizing that you are working from the cause, to effect, from beginning to finish. In reality, your mental picture is the specialized working of the originating spirits. Huh? Of the originating spirits. One could talk for hours on purely scientific lines showing, as Troward says, the raw material for the formation of the solar system is universally disturbed throughout all space, distributed throughout all space. Yet, investigation shows that the heavens, while the heavens, hold up, while the heavens are studded with millions of suns, there are spaces that show no signs of cosmic activity. This being true, there must be something which started cosmic activity in certain places, while passing over others in which the raw material was equally available. At first thought, one might attribute the development of cosmic energy to the etheric particles themselves. At first, at first thought, one might attribute the development of cosmic energies to the etheric particles themselves. Upon investigation, however, we find this to be mathematically impossible in a medium which is equally distributed throughout space, for all its particles are in equilibrium. Therefore, no one particle possesses in itself a greater power of, of originating motion than the other. Thus, we find the initial movement through working in and through the hold up through working in and through the particles of primary substance. It is not the particles themselves. It is this something we mean when we speak of spirit. The same power that brought universal substance into existence will bring your individual thought or mental picture into physical form. The spirit is working with you. The high planes, the lower plane, they trying to work with you. But do you know how to work with them? There is no difference of kind of power. The only difference is a difference of scale, difference degree. The power and the substance themselves are the same. Only in working out your mental picture, it has transferred its creative energy from the universal to the scale of the particular, and is working in the same unfailing manner from its specific center, which is your mind. Now, we're going to finish this last chapter. Operation of your mental picture. Let's see. About 8 pages. The operation, hold up. Macro and a micro. That's what we talking about. The microcosm and a macrocosm. As above, so below. As above, so below. Let's do it. The operation of a large telephone system may be used as a simile. The main or head central subdivides itself into many branch centrals, every branch being in direct connection with its source, and each individual branch, recognizing the source of its existence, reports all things to its central head. Therefore, when assistance of any nature is required, now supplies difficult repairs to be done or with not, the branch in need goes at once to its central head. It would not think of referring its difficulties or its success to the main central of the telegraphic system, though they belong to the same organization. These different branch centrals know that the only remedy for any difficulty must come from the central out of which they are projected. If we, as individual branches, listen, if we as individual branches of the universal mind will refer our difficulties in the same confident manner to the source from which we project it and use the remedies that it has provided, we will realize what Jesus meant when he said, "Ask and ye shall receive." Our every equipment would never what the fuck? Our every equipment would be met. Surely the father must supply the child. The trunk of the tree cannot fail to provide its branches. Everything animate or inanimate is called into existence. Our outstandingness by a power which itself does not stand out. The power that creates the mental picture, the originating spirit substance of your pictured desire, does not stand out. It projects the substance of itself that is a solidified counterpart of itself. This, did you hear that? The power that creates the mental picture, the originating spirit substance of your pictured desire does not stand out. It projects the substance of itself that is a solidified counterpart of itself. While it remains invisible to the physical eye, only those will ever appreciate the value of visualizing who are able to realize Paul's meaning when he said, the worlds were formed by the word of God. The worlds were formed by the word of God. Things which are seen are not made of things which appear. Things which are seen are not made of things which do appear. Let that sink in. It's the invisible force, the invisible power of your mind that what we're talking about. There is nothing unusual or mysterious in the idea of your pictured desire coming into material evidence. It is the working of the universal natural law. The world was projected by the self contemplation of the universal mind. And this same action is taking place in its individualized branch, which is the mind of man. Do you understand? The same thing. That's why, what did I say in my last video? If you want to understand how the mind of God is working, it's working the same way your shit is working. It's working the same shit. You see what he said? You must believe it before you see it. The mind of God is working the exact same way your developed or undeveloped mind is working. It's working in that same manner. You have to come into realization of this. So we back to the basics for this. People like to skip over these parts and try to get into the deep what's the name shit that ain't nobody talking about. But ain't nobody, hey, everything in this world has its beginning in the mind and comes into existence in exactly the same manner, from the hat on your head to the boots on your feet, down to the laptop, down to the Pornhub, niggas. You can relate to that. Or that cheesecake that I've been dreaming about. All are projected through thoughts, solidified. Your personal advance and evolution depends upon your right to use the power of it. Here we go. Your personal advance and evolution depends on your right use of the power of visualizing, and your use of it depends upon whether you recognize that you yourself are a particular center through in which the originating spirit is finding ever new expression for potentialities already existing within itself. That's your evolution. How's you evolving? This is evolution, the continual unfolding of existing through outwardly invisible things. The continual unfolding of existing through outwardly visible things. Your mental picture is a force of attraction that evolves and combines the originating substance into specific shape. Your picture is a combining and evolving powerhouse, so to speak, through which the originating creative spirit expresses itself. Its creative action is limitless, without beginning and without end, and always progressive and orderly. It proceeds stage by stage, each stage being a necessary preparation for the one to follow. Now, let us see if we can get an idea of the different stages in which the things in the world have come to be. Forward says, if we can get at the working principle, which is producing the results, we can very quickly and easily give it personal application. First, we find that the thought of originating life or spirit about itself is its simple awareness of its own being. And this produced a primary ether, a universal substance out of which everything in the world must grow. We're talking about the etheric body, the etheric plane. Are we not talking about your side? Troward also tells us that though this awareness of being is a necessary foundation for any further possibilities, it is not much to talk about. It is the same with individualized spirit, which is yourself. Before you would entertain the idea of making a mental picture of your desire as being at all practical, you must have some idea of your being of, hold up, you must have some idea of your being, of your I am, right? And just as soon as you are conscious of your I amness, you begin to wish to enjoy the freedom which the consciousness suggests. You want to do more and be more. And as you fulfill this desire within yourself, localized spirits begin conscious activities in you. Did you hear that? You want to do more and be more. And as you fulfill these desires within yourself, localized spirits begin localized spirit beings begins conscious activities within you. These elemental forces end up working with you. Now you have rose up and evolved and you have had begotten spiritual authority of your elementals. Now you feel like you walking in purpose. Now you don't feel like you walking around and don't know what the fuck is going on. Why this is happening to me? You walking within your purpose. You walking within your principle. You standing on your principle and walking within your principle and your values and your purpose. Okay, so that's the same thing he got from it. We on the same page then. Them elementals. It's all the same shit, y'all. You can't get away from it. The thing the thing you are most concerned with is the specific action of the creative spirit of life. Universal mind, specialized. The localized God germ is in you. In you is your personality. So, when we talk about personality, individuality, the higher and the lower self, the localized God germ is in you is your personality. Your individuality is in your personality and your individuality. And since the joy of absolute freedom is the inherent nature of the God germ, it is natural that it should endeavor to enjoy itself through its specific center. And as you grow into comprehension that your being, your individuality is God, what the fuck? Particularizing himself. Oh, particle is particularizing himself. Materializing himself is basically what it's saying, but god damn, you naturally develop divine tendencies. So hold up, let's read that again. Hold up. It is natural that it should endeavor to enjoy itself through its specific center. And as you grow in the comprehension that your being, your individuality is God particularizing himself, you naturally develop divine tendencies. You want to enjoy life in liberty. You want freedom in your affairs, don't you? Spiritual or not. Don't you want to enjoy life in liberty? Don't you want freedom in your affairs as well as in your consciousness, in your mind, niggas? And it is natural that you should. Always with this progression, which there is a faint thought picture. As your recognition grow into an intense desire, the desire becomes a clear mental picture. For example, a young lady studying music wish she had a piano in order to practice at home. She wants the piano so much that she can mentally see it in one of the rooms. She holds the picture of the piano and indulges in the mental reflection of the pleasure an advantage it would have to have that piano in the corner of the living room. One day she finds it there as she has pictured it. As you grow in understanding as to who you are, where you come from, and what purpose of your being is, how you are to fulfill the purpose for which you are intended, you will more and more afford a center through which the creative spirit of life can enjoy itself. Is y'all picking up? Put particularizing. Appreciate you, Curve. But a nigga talk with his tongue and nigga be talking like that. It's hard to pronounce these goddamn words for me. The I am that I am. I am the I am the am. Damn, I am the am. It's wide as hell. It's wild as hell how to this sounds literally like an occult book. LOL. Psychology 101. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's exactly what I'm saying, AZW. It's the same shit. This is occult shit. Cause we dealing with the mind, y'all. We dealing with the mind. And what's more important? Fuck trying to understand the mind all the way out there. We gotta understand the localized mind and how to get whatever we trying to achieve. Everybody got goddamn goals. Let's do it. And you will realize that there can be but one creative process filling all space, which is the same in its potentiality, whether universal or individual. I know nothing. Peace, peace, coming in, standing on principle. We ain't doing nothing but dealing with the mind of God, which is you, me. You know how we do it. Furthermore, all that there is, whether on the plane of the visible or invisible, it has its origin in the localized action of thought or a mental picture. And this includes yourself because you are a universal spirit localized. In the same creation, in the same creative action is taking place through you. Now, you are no doubt asking yourself, why is there so much sickness and misery in the world? If the same power and intelligence which brought the world into existence and is in operation in the mind of man, why does it not manifest itself as strength, joy, health, and plenty? If one can have one desire fulfilled by simply making a mental picture of that desire, holding on to it with a will, and doing without anxiety on the outward plane whatever seems necessary to bring the desire into fulfillment, then there seems no reason for the existence of sickness and poverty. Surely, no one desires either, right? All right. The first reason is that few persons will take the few few persons will take the trouble to inquire into the working principle of laws of life. If they did, they will soon convince themselves that there is no necessity for sickness and poverty that we see about us. They will realize that visualizing is a principle and not a fallacy. Hold on. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. There are few who have found it worthwhile to study this simple, though absolutely the unfailing law that would deliver them from bondage. However, the race as a whole is not willing to give the time required for this study. It's probably why we ain't got that many people here as we normally have. Zero, zero, peace. Peace, zero. It's always good to see you, my guy. Much love. However, the race as a whole is not willing to give the time required for this study. It is either too simple or too difficult. That's probably what's going on here. Some people probably think it's it's too simple or too difficult. They may make a picture of their desire with some little understanding of visualizing for a day or two. But more frequently, it is for an hour or so. But if you will insist upon mentally seeing yourself surrounded by the things and conditions as you wish them to be, you will understand that the creative energy sends its plastic substance in the direction indicated by the tendency of your thoughts. Herein lies the advantage of holding your thought in the form of the mental plane. You got to be persistent with this shit and holding your vision. You have to be persistent in working out the factions of your mind. SOP zero, standing on cosmic P. You have to work this out. You have to work out this mental aspect. The more enthusiasm and faith you are able to put into your picture, the more quickly it will come into visual form. The more enthusiasm and faith you are able to put into your picture, the more quickly it will come into visible form. And your enthusiasm is increased by keeping your desires secret. Do you hear this? Do you hear this? The moment you speak it to any living soul, that moment your power is weakened. Your power, your magnet of attraction is not so strong. Keep this shit to yourself. And consequently cannot reach so far. The more perfect the more perfectly a secret between your mind and your outer self is guarded, the more vitality you give your power of attraction. One tells one's troubles to weaken them, to get them off of one's mind. And when a thought is given out, its power is dissipated. Talk it over with yourself and even write it down at once. Destroy the paper. Let's read that again. The more perfectly a secret between your mind and your outer self is guarded, the more vitality you give your power of attraction. You hear that? Keeping a secret between you, the inner side, and the hold on, where's it at? The more perfectly a secret between your mind and your outer self is guarded, the more vitality you give your power of attraction. Are you keeping your shit to yourself? One tells one's troubles to weaken them. That's why you talk to people, to get that shit off your chest, to get this shit off your shoulders, get that pressure up off of you. You want to weaken them. You want to weaken them. And when the thought is given out, its power is dissipated. Talk it over with yourself and even write it down and at once destroy the paper. That's a method. You can burn it, flush it, do whatever you want. However, this does not mean that you should strenuously endeavor to compel the power to work out your picture on the special lines which you think it should. However, this does not mean you should strenuously endeavor to compel the power to work out your picture on the special lines that you think it should. That method would soon exhaust you and hinder fulfillment of your purpose. What is that not my cosmic P principle? Refine your standards and lower your expectations. Make sure you standing on these principles. Lower your expectations in the way that what you're trying to manifest can play out. Because if you be so rigid, if your ass is so rigid, you're gonna miss when this shit is playing out and coming to your coming into your reality. It can come through so many different forms you don't know. You would what she say, you will soon exhaust it would soon exhaust you and hinder the fulfillment of your purpose. Very powerful paragraph. Very powerful paragraph. Right, Kerr. Oh, listen, check this out. A wealthy relative need not necessarily die or someone lose a fortune on the street to materialize the 10,000 that you are mentally picturing. One of the doormen in the building in which I live heard much of the mental picturing of desires from visitors passing out of my room. The average desire was for $500. He considered that $500 was more in his line and began to visualize it. Now let's remember, $500 in 1921 is a lot of goddamn money. He considered that $500 was more in his line and began to visualize it without the slightest idea of where or how he was to get it. Now remember, she said $500 was more in his line. So in his sphere of influence or his sphere of reality. I don't want $100 billion. Like you don't even have anything in your vicinity that you can even have access to 100 million goddamn dollars right now. So let's start with $3,000. Let's get to $8,000. Then let's get to 20,000. You see what I'm saying? Like build up. Like as you advance in life, you get into different spheres of reality with different people, and you be able to have and manifest these type of people that's around you. Do you know about it? Anybody that got $100 million? Are you trying to manifest 100 million? Like sometimes we can be hurting our goddamn self with that type of shit. You start with $5 and it compounds as you materialize. It's crazy. Okay. My parrot flew out the window and I telephoned to the men in the courtyard to get it for me. One caught it and it bit him on the finger. The doorman, who had on gloves. Here we go. How did it turn out? One caught it and it bit him on the finger. The doorman, who had on gloves, and did not fear a similar hurt. What? And did not fear a similar hurt. The doorman who had on gloves did not fear a similar hurt. Took hold of it and brought it up to me. I gave him 5 $1 bills for that service. This sudden reward surprised him. He enthusiastically told me that he had been visualizing for just $5, merely before hearing that others visualized. He was delighted in the unexpected realization of his mental picture. That's why I say refine your standards, lower your expectations. You don't know which way this shit gonna come to you. You don't know. That's what when I brought up the book, the Ophir book. I visualized it. I didn't have a specific way how I was gonna get it. I mean, obviously I knew I could what's the name, but it's even best if the shit comes. If I lower my expectations on which way this shit can manifest in my reality. I got this shit for 75% cheaper than what the book is actually selling for online. And there's a boatload of other shit that I'm pretty sure that you can think about and that I could think about because we all is listen, things are manifesting way easier. That's why I'm saying we have to pay attention to our thoughts and work out this mental faction that we have within our mind. How this contraption fucking works, how this mind works. You have to stay on point with that shit. You have to stay on point with the way that the mind operates. You have to know how the mind operates and make it operate in your favor, not against you. All you have to do is to make such a mental picture of your heart's desire. Hold it cheerfully in the place with your will. Always conscious that the same infinite power which brought the universe into existence brought you into form for the purpose of enjoying itself and through you. And since it is all life, love, light, power, peace, beauty, and joy, and is the only creative power that is, the form it takes in and through you depends upon the direction you give it by your thought indicator. What direction are you giving your thoughts to manifest what you want to give? We are already doing it. We are already doing it with the shit that we don't want in life. But you don't know you're doing it. In you, it is undifferentiated, waiting to take any direction given it as it passes through the instrument that it has made for the purpose of self-distribution. Honor the Lord with your wealth and with the best part of everything you produce. Then he will fill your barns with grain, and your vats will overflow with good wine. That's principle. That's principle. Is it not written in the Bible that ye are gods? Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? And if you don't understand the mind of God, God damn it. It is this power which enables you to transfer your thoughts from one form to another. The power to change your mind is individualized universal power, taking the initiative, giving direction to the fluent substance contained in every thought. It is the simplest thing in the world to give this highly sensitive plastic substance any form you will through visualizing. Anyone can do it with a small expenditure of effort. Anybody can do it. It's not even that anybody can. Everybody already is. Once you really believe that your mind is a center through which the plastic substance of all there is in your world, takes involuntary form. The only reason why your picture does not always materialize because you have introduced something antagonistic. Did y'all hear that? I said something. Like, told y'all, talking my tongue like fucking Mike Tyson. Let's say that again. Infestic. What are you saying? All right. Once you really believe that your mind is a center through which the plastic substance of all there is in your world, taking involuntary form, the only reason why your picture does not always materialize is because you have introduced something antagonistic to the fundamental principle. You are introducing something antagonistic that blocks you. Not nobody else, not no monitoring spirits. A theory said a lisp. I got a lisp. I got a lisp. I got a lip. I'm the greatest fighter in the world, and I murder you. I murder you. I smell it. I'm doing it. Very often, this destructive element is caused by the frequency with which you change. Hold up. Very often, the destructive element is caused by the frequency with which you change your pictures. After many such changes, you decide that your original desire is what you want after all. Upon this conclusion, you begin to wonder why, being your first picture, it hasn't materialized. The plastic substance, the substance, the plastic substance with which you are mentally dealing is more sensitive than the most sensitive photographer's film. Are you hearing what she's saying? That substance that you're trying to use to materialize your reality is very sensitive. It's easily impressionable. It's very easily impressionable. So you have to goddamn get your thoughts in alignment. You have to get your thoughts in alignment. That's why I say you have to go through those states where you speak to that resistance, that part of you that's scared to move forward, that fear. Speak to it because you find out that that negative thing, what you're calling negative, actually has a positive intent for you. My niggas, my cosmic P pushers, it has a positive intent for you. You have to go in and talk to it and figure it out. Or we can have a consultation and sit and talk about it. And it works. From experience, from self realization. It works. The plastic substance with which you are mentally dealing is more sensitive than the most sensitive photographer's film. If, in taking a picture, you suddenly remember you had already taken a picture on that same plate, you would not expect a perfect result of each picture, of either picture. On the other hand, you have taken two pictures on the same plate unconsciously. When the plate has been developed and the picture comes into the physical view, you do not condemn the principle of the photography, nor are you puzzled to understand why the picture has turned out so unsatisfactory. You do not feel that it is impossible for you to obtain a good clear picture of the subject in question. You know that you can do so by simply starting at the beginning, putting a new plate, and determining to be more careful while taking your picture next time. These lines followed out, you are sure of a satisfactory result. If you will proceed in the same manner with your mental picture, doing your part in a correspondingly, listen, in a correspondingly confident frame of mind, the results will be just as perfect. Do you hear that? These lines followed out. You are sure of a satisfactory result. If you will proceed in the same manner with your mental picture, doing your part in a correspondingly confident frame of mind, the result will be just as perfect. The mental seeds are really important to consider because you keep feeding it. It becomes a pattern. Facts. And if you not making sure your patterns that you your mental patterns or your physical moving patterns are not in alignment with what you desire or your purpose or your principles that you're supposed to be standing on, you'll keep giving, oh, this shit don't work. This shit don't work. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I keep doing it. I don't know why. You do know why. You do know why. Because what she just said. Because you are not correspondingly confident. You don't have a correspondingly confident frame of mind. That's what I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I said Trav curve. So the visualization doesn't have to be perfect, but your belief has to be strong and unchanging. Yes, that belief that you have of it, that desire, once you bring these emotions into it, it has to be very strong. And it's going to be very strong if it's something that you really desire. Yeah. Scared me, y'all. I ain't trying to burp out in y'all ear. You see what I'm saying? You need to be the visualization doesn't have to be perfect and overly detailed. You don't want it to be overly detailed because if you get overly detailed with your visualization, you know what's going to happen. You're going to be very rigid, and when this shit starts to manifest, whatever's coming into play starts to manifest. You're gonna renege it because why? Like let's say you envisioning a big home with you got your big house, a 5-bedroom house, and you imagining a goddamn a green carpet. You see a green carpet. Hold on, what you talking about, Kerr? Where you did, nigga? I don't know what the hell you talking about. But like, let's say you imagine a home, and then you imagine it like you specific about a green carpet in your visualization. So you fucking around and go out and you manifest a relationship. Oh, so you did, nigga, burping my bad. um, and you go out and get this home, like you get not get it, but you go out and visit these homes, and get to the home, and it's the exact house you've been visualizing, but you go in there, and the carpet is ugly, dirty brown. You gonna shun that house like you ain't gonna now. You like damn, it ain't materialized how I want it. It had everything itself for the green carpet. Damn, that ain't it. Let's keep going. It got the right price. It's in the right neighborhood. Everything else look like it, but you visualize this so-called deep green carpet. It's random that I'm saying green carpet, but that you visualize this goddamn carpet, and now it done showed up, and it don't have a green carpet. You renege it. You reject it. That's what I'm saying. So you don't want to be so rigid with the shit. You can change some goddamn carpet, nigga. You can put some green carpet in there, nigga. Check. The laws of visualizing, hold up. The laws of visualizing are infallible as the laws governing in photography. In fact, photography is the outcome of visualizing. Again, the results in visualizing and your desires may be imperfect or delayed through the misuse of the power, owing to the thought that the fulfillment of your desire is contingent upon certain persons or conditions. The originating principle is not in any way depending upon any person, place, or thing. It has no past and knows no future. It knows no future. We are reading Your Invisible Power by Genevieve B. Behrend, Behrend. So if you want to know the spelling, it should be in the description of the video how to pronounce her name. Your Invisible Power, how to create the life you want. Let's check the chat. But you are deleting the fact that you visualize and manifested it all. You gotta do it. Change the damn carpet. That's what I'm saying. That's it. All you gotta do is change the goddamn carpet. All you gotta do is change the goddamn carpet. It's the exact house that you wanted, the exact neighborhood, the exact room, the exact shape, all that shit, my nigga. But the carpet ain't green, so you turn it down. Next thing you know, your ass living in a trailer home. And nothing's wrong with living in a trailer home. I'm just saying. But you work so hard to get this manifestation to show up, and it shows up, and it ain't how you want it. We do the same thing with relationships. We want women or we want men, and they show up, everything lines up, but then they just do that one little thing, that one or two little things. And you're like, nah, I can't fuck with her, bro. I can't fuck with her. Or nah, I ain't fucking with him because he don't eat vegan. Like, people change. Like, people can adapt. That's something that's adaptable. People can adapt to eating vegan. You start cooking it and start feeding it, letting them taste it, and they like it and see it. Now they vegan. Like, you want a motherfucker to already be vegan? Like, he got everything else that you want, but because he's not vegan, now you don't want him. Like, you wasn't always fucking vegan. You got to a point when you became fucking vegan. The fuck? Etheric, right? Money green, very much so. By the way, yeah, Kerr, we're gonna have to chop it up out there. You can't, yeah, no, 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 no. Don't quit saying that you fucking up. And you can visualize and piece by piece. See, there's probably a method that you can use with doing that piece by piece. It's probably a method that you can use with building on top of those pieces, putting them pieces together like a puzzle in your mind, bro. It's a method for that. It's a method for that, no doubt. No doubt. No motherfucking doubt, my nigga. Let's finish it up though, y'all. This is honestly the last page. I'm gonna chop it up in the chat after this. The laws of visualizing are, we already did that. Again, your results in visualizing and your desires may be imperfect or delayed through the misuse of this power, owing to the thought that the fulfillment of your desire is contingent upon certain persons or conditions. The originating principle is not in any way dependent upon any person, place, or thing. It has no past and knows no future. The law is that the originating creative principle of life is the universal here and everlasting now. It creates its own vehicle through which to operate. Therefore, past experience has no bearing upon present picture. So do not try to obtain your desire through a channel that may not be natural for it. Even though it may seem reasonable to you, your feelings, your feeling should be that the thing or the consciousness which you so much desire is normal and natural and naturally a part of yourself, a form of your evolution. If you can do this, there is no power to prevent your enjoying the fulfillment of the picture you have in hand or in any other. Let's see. Let's read that again. We're gonna read this last part again. The law is that the originating creative principle of life is the universal here and everlasting now. It creates its own vehicle through which to operate. That's key. It creates its own vehicle through which to operate. So when you're trying to manifest something and you need it to be like this, it's going to create the vehicle that it needs to manifest and operate through. You don't need to know all that. You need to know is that it's going to come. And you have the strong desire, willpower, whatever we want to say, that you're doing your visualizations, your manifestations right. It's going to come. But what vehicle it comes in, it may pull up in a goddamn G-Wagon. Or it may pull up in a goddamn Acura. And that's okay. Or maybe you got a kid, it may come in a Uber, nigga. Huh? Hold up, damn. We make it hard. Everyone can picture a piece of ass when you want. You can visit. No, that's facts. That's facts. We can picture that piece of ass. Why not know it? What is it? Damn. I don't know what you're asking, Jerome. My bad. I don't know what you're asking. Or are you making that reference to your past comments? I think that's what you're doing. My bad. Because I was probably talking to you was commenting to something, but I think you making references to your past comments. So do not try to obtain your desires through a channel that may not be natural for it. So do not try to attain your desires through a channel that may not be natural for it. And even though it may seem reasonable to you, your your feelings should be that the thing or the consciousness which you so much desire is normal and natural, a part of yourself, a form for your evolution. If you can do this, there is no power to prevent you enjoying the fulfillment of the picture you have in hand or any other. How do y'all feel about this? I'm gonna keep it 100. How do y'all feel about this book read so far? I need honest opinions, because if not, we can switch up the book. I just keep this as a personal one. But if not, we can switch up the book. We can go to the other book that I referred to, the Jnana Yoga by Swami Vivekananda. Everybody was voting for that. And then we had, last but not least, the other book, Geraldine Coster, um The Western Mind and Eastern Philosophy. Benjamin 37 says, awesome book. So how y'all feeling? I need folks in the comment. Jerome say maybe that's why I'm here. Okay. Okay. I think you knew, Jerome. So I appreciate you for coming through. I appreciate you for coming through, standing on principle with us, man. Benjamin says awesome book. Curve says I love it. We gotta finish it. It's a short book, but let's just finish it. Okay. Okay. Then we're gonna finish it then. I just want to see where everybody's standing at, because it really is a short book. How many pages is it? It's only 17 chapters. Yeah, we're gonna finish it. Everything okay, okay. Oh, he said he's the Jerome says he's a nuclear engineer. Nuclear engineer, Tesla is my idol. Okay, okay. That's what's up, Brody. A goddamn nuclear engineer. Who would have known I could be anywhere in the world and meet a goddamn nuclear engineer? Nowhere but YouTube. The theory said good information. Zero said everything fine. Sunshine Chicks put the double heart. That means it's all love. Key fundamental shit, my guy says. Benjamin said, let's finish it. Yeah. Okay. We finishing it then. I will rewatch. Zero said he'll rewatch it when it finished. Okay, that means he been in and out. Hasaja, he says this was on time. Okay. All right. Well, we won't be changing books. I just wanted to check the mental state of the people that are in the video in the chat. Jerome says Vivekananda. Damn, Vivekananda mentored Tesla. That I did not know. Now I know Vivekananda had a lot of shit to do with like the whole Indian when the Indians, I said the Indians. Well, yeah, the people of India started tapping into technology. He met some dude on a train and proposed the idea and all this and that about the whole technological advanced era. And it didn't happen till way later down the line. They say Vivekananda actually influenced the guy to start like some IT thing that's big in India that a lot of people know about. I forgot the name of it. So look, I'm gonna do y'all a favor. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to chapter 5. Fuck it. It's literally 1.5, 2 pages. Let's finish chapter 5 and we're gonna end it there, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna let you know. Bro. I think we're gonna hop into Vivekananda's. Let me show you what we're gonna hop into. Hold up. So y'all can be ready. Yeah, that's good. So I'll let y'all know what the next one gonna be. Hold up. Oh shit. So let me put this in the chat. Matter of fact, I can just crank the screen up right here, y'all. Yeah. This the next book we're gonna be reading. Swami Vivekananda, Gyangya Yoga. Let's take a screenshot. Keep my head up out of it. That's the book right there. Hopefully y'all got it. Count down to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goodbye, niggas. So that's the next one. Bet it's on Amazon. $15. Okay. Okay. Real cheap. So let's go on and do this. Let's finish this up. We're gonna read chapter 5. It says, expressions from beginners. Hundreds of persons have realized that visualizing in Aladdin's lamp to him with a mighty will. General Fox says, General Fuck or Fock. General Fox says that his feelings were so outraged during the Franco-Prussian War in 1807 that he visualized himself leading a French army against the Germans to victory. He said he made his picture, smoked his pipe, and waited. This is one result of visualizing we are all familiar with, right or wrong. Oh, let me get on YouTube. Sunshine Chick dropped the she dropped the link. Okay. Boom. So now, damn, hold up. God damn it. All right, there you go. So if you're looking for the next book we're gonna be reading, Sunshine Chick, I just put the link. I just pinned the link to the top of the motherfucking chat. Hundreds of persons have realized that visualize. Okay, we already read that. General Fox says that his feelings were so outraged during the Franco-Prussian War of 1870 that he visualized himself leading a French army against the Germans to victory. He said he made his picture, smoked his pipe, and waited. This is one result of visualizing we are all familiar with, or getting some ass, or for ladies getting some penis. Very easy for you to visualize that. A very interesting letter came to me from a doctor's wife while I was lecturing in New York. She began with the hope that I would never discontinue my lectures on visualizing, making humanity realize that the wonderful fact that they possess the method of liberation within themselves. Relating her own experience that she said had been born on the east side of New York in the poorest quarter. From the earliest girlhood, she had cherished a dream of marrying a physician someday. A physician? That's very detailed. Okay. The dream gradually formed a stationary mental picture. The first position she obtained was in the capacity of a nursemaid in a physician's family. Do you hear that? She gradually formed a stationary mental picture. The first position she obtained was in the capacity of a nursemaid in a physician's family. So don't just say you want to marry this type of man, or you want to marry this type of woman, or you want this type of car, you want this. You have to first get yourself in the vicinity, that sphere. You got to get yourself in that sphere where you can even reach out and touch it. That's why I say going for 100 million first. Like, can you even reach out and touch somebody with $100 million? That's crazy. The first position should be attained. Okay. Leaving this place, he entered the family of another doctor. The wife of her employee died, and in time, the doctor married her. The results of her long picture yearning. So the nigga wife had to die for her to be there. After both, She and her husband conceived the idea of owning a fruit farm in the South. They've both, listen, this is incredible when you do it with a partner. You have visualization with your partner. When you have visualization with your partner, it is intensified. They formed a mental picture of the idea and put their faith in its eventful fulfillment. The letter she sent me came from their fruit farm in the South. It was while at the farm that the doctor's wife wrote me. Her second mental picture had seen the light of materialization, so she done it twice. Hey, now that did escalate quick, didn't it, bro? Hey, for real, that shit escalated. This nigga whole wife had to, his first wife had to die for her to come in. Is many letters of similar nature come to me every day. The following case is that was printed in the New York Herald last May. Atlantic City, May 5th. She was an old woman, and when she was arraigned before the judge, Clarence Goldenberg, in the police court today, she was so weak and tired she could hardly stand. The judge asked the court attendant what was she charged with. Stealing a bottle of milk, Your Honor, repeated the officer. She took it in front of the doorstep of a downtown. She took it from in front of a doorstep of a downtown cottage before daybreak this morning. Why did you do that? Judge Goldberg asked her. I was hungry, the old woman said. I didn't have a cent in the world and no way to get anything to eat except to steal it. I didn't think anybody would mind if I took a bottle of milk. What's your name? Asked the judge. Weinberg, said the old woman. Elizabeth Weinberg. Judge Goldenberg asked her a few questions about herself. Then he said, well, you're not very wealthy now, but you're no longer poor. I've been searching for you for months. I've got 500 belonging to you from the estate of a relative. I am the executor of the estate. Boom. George Goldberg paid the woman's fine out of his own pocket and then escorted her to his office, where he turned her legacy over to her and sent a policeman out to find her lodging place. To find her a lodging place. I learned later that this little woman had been desiring and mentally picturing $500, while all the time ignorant of how it could possibly come to her. But she kept her vision and strengthened it with her faith. In a recent issue of Good Housekeeping, remember, this 1921. This 1921. $500 is a lot of goddamn money. Stiffening your mental backbone. Hold up. In a recent issue of Good Housekeeping, there was an article about Addington Bruce entitled Stiffening Your Mental Backbone. It is very instructive and would benefit anyone to read it. He says in part, form the habit of devoting a few moments every day to thinking about your work in a large, broad, imaginative way as a vital necessity to yourself and a useful source to society. Huntington, the great railroad magnate, before he started building his road from coast to coast, said that he took hundreds of trips all along the line before there was a railroad laid. It is said that he will sit for hours with a map of the United States before him and mentally travel from coast to coast, just as we do now, over his fulfilled mental picture. It will be possible to call your attention to hundreds of similar cases. I knew it was going to be something like that, Curve. Damn near 10 bands, $8,880. So is that that's probably more achievable in your sphere of influence, right? That's probably more achievable in your sphere than $100 million goddamn dollars. The best method of picturing yourself that which you may desire is both simple and enjoyable. If you understand the principle, back of it, what the fuck? If you once understand the principle back of it will enough to believe it. If you understand the principle back of it well enough to believe it, first they need to put some goddamn God damn, some commas in these sentences. First, first and above everything else, be sure of what it is you really want, then specialize your desire along these lines. Okay, let me read these comments. Okay. You have to link the heart to the you have to link the mind to the heart, thought to feeling, not emotion. Right. It's electric and magnetic facts. Or maybe her coming of death made space for her to come in. Now that's facts. That's exactly what it is. You know, we crack jokes and all that type shit, but now that's exactly what it is. Curve said that's 8,000. We already hit that. Then Jerome says, listen to how he links desire to image. It's how you energetically travel or dream, electric and magnetic. Image and feeling. Thought is electric, feeling is magnetic. Electromagnetism. Talk that shit, Jerome. That's it. That's it. That's the underlining principles that is happening here. The electric and magnetic, the divine masculine principle and the divine feminine principle is how manifestation came into manifestation. Yeah, Jerome coming with some fire shit, ain't it? Principle and an attribute. This is it. So it seems like everybody's gonna be digging this book so far, or it's just for the ones that it's for. Put it like that. It's just for the ones that it's for. So that was chapter 5. So we read 5 chapters in 2.5 hours because they are short chapters and they not so densely put like a Dion Fortune book. Right, Zero. Force and form. You have damn, hold up. Oh shit. Shit. Damn, where it go? Force and form. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Hold up. Force and form. Where are we going with this? Hold on, let me. We are going from the pillar of mercy to the pillar of severity. Cosmic principles here. Principle of mercy and a principle of severity. Principle of form and a principle of force. The spirit behind it. The energy behind the dynamic energy behind the form, which is force. We are talking about spirit here. We're talking about soul. We're talking about that hidden aspect that's hidden behind everything. You see my form, right? There's a hidden force behind it. Masculine and feminine principles. And then we have to have the consciousness in the middle. So you have consciousness, form, and force. Form and force. Consciousness, form, and force. Those are the threes. We understanding this is cosmic principle, not regular science, but cosmic principle, right? And Jerome came through dropping them goddamn gems. I appreciate you showing up, Jerome. I think this is your first time here, and we'd love to have you back again. So as always, so it seems like y'all enjoying this. Seems like it's resonating with people, and that's what I wanted because we did have a lot of people object to it when we first did it on a couple live streams back. But come to find out, when I let y'all vote on a poll, everybody voted for it. Everybody voted for it. Everybody didn't show up who voted for it, but the ones who it's meant for is the ones that are here. So this is gonna be a very short one, and we're gonna finish this motherfucker up, and then we're gonna get into the Gyan Yoga dealing with Vivekananda. That's why I've been fucking with tapping into it. This is another book I got, y'all. Let me just show a book off. That ain't gonna hurt. And I'm waiting on a couple more to come in. The Holy Science. The Holy Science. The Holy Science by Swami Sri Yugastaswar. I don't know, Yugastaswar. The Self Realization Fellowship, founded in 1920. This is some of that old ancient shit, that holy science, motherfucker. Motherfucker. I love how no matter information you read, the information is there. No matter what you read, that's what I'm trying to get down to people, bro. Like the information is here. This is still the occult. This is still the occult. Anytime we dealing with the hidden forces of the mind, because all is mind. Really, all is consciousness and awareness, and the mind exists in there. The consciousness is aware of the mind, but let's work with the mind first. Let's work with the mind first. He said, I saw Gnosis was bored and started showing stranger love. Well, appreciate you, because it ain't no stranger danger over here, Jerome. It ain't no stranger danger over here. We seem to be on the same type of page over here. See, everything we do over here is standing on the principle of the factors and the factions of the mind. That's what cosmic peace stands for. Since I know you knew this, we talking about cosmic principles. Anytime we, you know what I'm saying, you come over here, SNOP, standing on principles, standing on purpose, standard operating procedure. We're talking about this as a map to understand. Not that this holy Kabbalah is supreme, nothing like that, but it's a map to understand the mind of God. It's a map. And it's not just this, it's in the yogic text as well. It's in the Kemetic text as well. I've showed that plenty of times how we can see the same map being played out. Obviously, it's going to be different instances because there are different time frames and the different mindsets, but you will see very much so commonalities amongst all of these. That is why we are dealing with the invisible mind, your invisible power. Why? Because I want you motherfuckers to have the life that you want to have. I want to have the life that I want to have while I'm still here. I don't have to die and wait to go to motherfucking heaven. I can enjoy it here. And there's some shit that's some very pertinent shit that Vivekananda speaks about. All is Brahman. When you become self-realized, you understand why so serious. Why so serious? Take this practice serious. But what the factors of what's going on around the world, ain't Donald Trump getting inaugurated today or tomorrow? That don't that don't that don't phase me. I don't give a fuck who is getting in there. I don't give a fuck if Tupac was coming back alive and this nigga was the president. Fuck all that shit. I would enjoy I would enjoy it as entertainment because that's what it is. Why? Because I'm working on shit like this. I'm working with people like y'all who really want to, who needs to understand the power that they have in their own reality. I speak to y'all in the DMs, through the text messages, through some that came and got consultations. I speak with y'all. I'm on a grassroots level talking to the real people. This is what I love to do. We have to have self-realization of ourselves. It's not about me being great. Only person who needs to think I'm great is me and my woman. Now, who needs to think you are great is you. I already see it in you. Why? Because what's in you is in me. This is cosmic P. This is cosmic P. This is cosmic P. Stand on these principles. Make sure that's the standard operating procedure that you're moving with, understanding these principles, understanding your purpose, standing on your purpose. And always, we finna get up out of here, but always remember, no obstacles will apprehend you. Prosper over pain. Why will no obstacles apprehend you? Somebody tell me in the chat why, because I didn't say it 30 million times. Why will no obstacles apprehend you? Somebody drop it in the chat who's been here. Why will no obstacles ever have the chance to apprehend you? Somebody tell me. I'm gonna be real hurt. I'm gonna go cry and piss in the bed tonight. If can't nobody tell me why I say no obstacles will apprehend you. Why will no obstacles apprehend you? Appreciate you, Jerome, for subscribing. That's love. That's love. Doing the good work, the universal work. We're reading, we're reading them. They read those before. The truth has no place in time. I just subscribe. Appreciate you for subscribing. Well, this beautiful face said it. That's good enough. Hold up. Let's see. Hold up. There, Hasaja, love you. Ethereal, love you, my dog. Everything. None of these answers are wrong. But my guy Zero. My guy Zero got the exact one. He got the exact one. No obstacles will apprehend you because obstacles are opportunities. Remember that. No obstacles will apprehend you because obstacles are opportunities for you to prosper over the pain. No obstacles will apprehend you, only opportunities. Damn, I feel like I'm breaking up. But there are no enemies, right? It's the same thing. There are no enemies. Ain't no enemies. Ain't no enemies. Curve said it. But my boy Zero got that shit right. Huh? We talking that shit now. Yeah, I done been here too much to not know that obstacles are not. I mean, ain't no obstacles. There's only opportunities. And Jerome says there indeed are no enemies. There are. That's a fact. That is the principle. It's the same thing though as well. So now, y'all who come in and I talk to y'all every goddamn day, I'm gonna cuss y'all ass out. Cause y'all answer ain't wrong, but y'all didn't say the direct answer. Y'all know there's no obstacles with opportunity because all the obstacles are only opportunities, and we prosper over the pain. Yes, there's no enemy, just reflection, because everything is a conversation with the true you. And that sounds like that's gonna make it do what it motherfucking do. I love me, and you should love you, because I love you. It's all love. Prosperity over pain. No obstacles will apprehend you. All obstacles are opportunities for you to prosper over pain. And remember, stand on principle, stand on purpose. This is our standard operating procedure. Much love, y'all. I'll catch y'all next Sunday, unless I got a video coming up sometime during this week. But if not, always catch the replay. Much love, y'all.